Hi, my name is AJ William, and today's video is for all the candidates who recently got invite from Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I had candidates reaching out to me who asked me questions regarding the interview. And in the past years, I have prepared candidates who got accepted. They gave me feedback over how the interview was. So I'm planning to share a little bit with you so it might help you prepare better. So, Temple University in Philadelphia, one of the things that you need to understand is that that school has a very small number of spots that they take in. They don't take like 20, 30 people every year. The number of chairs, the number of spots are smaller. So they send invites to lesser number of people, and it's a competitive process because their bench exam is very tough. So that's something you should know that you want to prepare good for their bench exam. The second thing is being in Philadelphia, and I lived there. Uh, Temple University is really good, but UPenn takes a lot of limelight. Everybody knows University of Pennsylvania. It's an Ivy League state school, so it overshadows Temple. But Temple University is a very good university, and it's also serving a large number of underprivileged community. Philadelphia has a lot of rough neighborhoods, especially in South Philly. I don't know if you know about this, but there are spots or areas in Philadelphia which are very crime ridden. After Detroit, it's one of the roughest city to live in, and so Temple University is taking care of a lot of underprivileged communities up there. So the reason I'm sharing this is during your interview, if they ask you about Philadelphia, you should have a little bit understanding about that as well. So in the interview part, most people who gave me feedback was that they would start out by asking, tell me about yourself, your strength, your weakness, what kind of a person you are, some personality related questions, what are the characteristic in a dentist that you would like to see, some generic personality related questions, why you want to come to Temple, what's your clinical experience in the past. But then in between their interview, the faculty would ask you some clinical questions. Now, it's not like a clinical exam, but more like they show you a radiograph. In the past, the candidates that I worked with, they told me that they showed a radiograph, said, if this is a radiograph and the caries is really close to the pulp, what would you do? Or what would be the possible treatment options? And they won't give you too much information like a case study or anything like that. They want to see how you would approach and how would you answer and what would be the treatment options you will give. And my suggestion to people is in this kind of situation, what they are looking for is not how you would treat a radiograph. Remember, they are showing you a radiograph or a very small detail of a patient, and it's theoretical. They are not trying to see how you would treat it. What they are actually trying to see is your approach. So, if somebody shows me a radiograph, I would like to know the patient's socioeconomic status, their age, their chief complaint, their medical history, the history of chief complaint. So I want to have that background understanding. After that, then I would say that we will deal with the chief complaint, which is phase zero. Then we will move forward and take care of any possible other diseases that are surrounding that tooth. Maybe patient came in with pain in tooth number 30. You do a root canal. Now, once the root canal is done, you want to do a perio diagnosis, do a perio treatment, and then take care of any decay that's going on, and then you can put a cap on tooth number 30. So there's a sequence to which you do treatment planning, and that's called comprehensive treatment planning. And it's a very important thing to come up with a comprehensive approach. And one of the key things the candidates I've worked with told me about Temple University is that Colorado is very much focused on holistic dentistry as well. Most of them are. Temple University is also about the well being, the complete well being of the patient. That's what they want to focus. They have a charting system. When you're a student, you're allotted patients and you have to do perio diagnosis on the patient. You have to do scaling. You have to do root planning. Then you have to keep them on perio checkup. You do fillings, then you move forward, do crowns or partial denture or whatever it is. But along with that, you try to motivate the patient to brush twice a day. You keep a check on their caries control, how their overall oral health is, how their health is, and you maintain a chart of how they are doing overall as for their well-being. So this is what is called holistic dentistry. It's not that you're fixing one tooth, you're not a carpenter. You're actually looking at the complete spectrum of the patient's oral cavity and their health and trying to fix that. So that's something that they very much focus upon, and that's something you want to show. Now, the thing about this is some candidates will overdo it. What they do is try to expand so much or try to show off that they have so much knowledge that it just doesn't make sense. So you want to find that fine line where you're showing your approach, but you're not overdoing it. And the key thing is understanding comprehensive dentistry in US. So from this video, one of the key thing if you want to take away is understand what does the comprehensive treatment plan means. It's not just about fixing a tooth, it's about coming up with phases of treatment planning to give a complete treatment plan. And remember, whenever you give patients treatment options, you give them multiple of them. For example, if tooth number 30 had root canal, you get needs a root canal, you will give the option of root canal. You will also give the option of maybe extraction if the patient wants, followed by implant or a partial denture or a bridge. And the last option legally you're supposed to say in US is that I will also give the option to do nothing, and I will let the patient know the pros and cons because it is the patient's autonomy whether to choose it or not. And this is a very important thing that you need to remember, that always you give the patient the autonomy to do nothing, but you're just supposed to educate them regarding the pros and the cons. And these are most of the things that should help you. But if you have any other questions, you can write it in the comment box. You can message me. My contact is in the description. One of the key things I've seen before I move forward, do like the video. I forget this. Do subscribe to the channel. And the reason I'm saying is because a lot of people who watch my videos, they don't subscribe, and you might be one of them. So this is my kind request. Do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so I can continue making this. Some days it's very discouraging, don't feel like doing it, but then somebody hits the like button and you want to do it. So thank you. So coming to the part that I'm saying is that sometimes candidates would reach out for questions, and I've already made a lot of videos which have might be answering your questions regarding how you can improve your profile, how you can fix your TOEFL. So there are playlists. Hopefully my channel already has a lot of videos, but if you have any more questions beside that, you're more than welcome to write it in the comment box, and I'll try my best to reach back to you with the answer, whatever I can provide. I hope this video helped. I hope you make it to your dream dentist school, you get into a DDS, you have a better life without being in depression and taking too much stress. So wish you all the best and take care.